Justin Fields, absolute collapse, right? Something is driving this, right? So when we went back to the devastating loss, which I still call it a loss, but it was a win, the Jets win against the Rams that knocked us out of number one. And you were worried about Fields. And Fields and Lawrence, the experts, the Kuipers and Mel Kiper Jr., those guys were talking about it's too close to call. It's 1 and 1A between Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. That was back in Thanksgiving?
Yeah. I mean, roughly, that was before Thanksgiving. Yeah, that was before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So a couple months ago, that's where they were. Now, today, it is Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. And the news that I just read yesterday was that there's a rumor now that the Ohio State athletic staff disputed, but that was that Justin Fields is the first one in, or the last one in and the first one out of practice. So now they're not only is his game being picked apart and destroyed, but now his work ethic and leadership abilities and skills are also being destroyed. So it's interesting. There's we've seen it a lot, right? It's draft maneuvering. It's manipulating the stock basically is what they're doing. But who's doing it? So I mean, Carolina was one of the names we could talk about.
Denver, New England. No one showed up for his pro day as far as from New England. I don't think anybody from the Niners showed up. I think who actually showed up from them? For Justin Fields? Yeah.
Oh, New England had some hidden cameras on the sideline,
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, damn right we did.
Well, one of the cameras was on the Jets and the other one was on Fields.
Yeah. That's right. So how did he do at his pro day? Because it's been, let's count it, almost 4 months, right? Yeah. Since the national championship game. 3-4 months. He looked pretty friggin' good.
Not in the championship game.
No. I'm talking about his pro day now. So it's been 3 months of kind of unsupervised workouts by the school because he declared for the draft, so he's done. I think the Calgary Stampede. You know what? And I hope it was Bill Belichick. So I'll tell you what. There's no way Fields lasts to 11. If he does, that's a sin. But I'll take him at 11.
Yeah, so that's the projection right now.
I love
it. New England trades up. New England trades up to 11 and takes Fields. And if it stays the way it is right now, and those 4 quarterbacks go, there's nobody left to take a 5th quarterback.
Well, I would say,
but between New England and
so you
Denver.
think the Giants are going to trade with New England? The Giants are going to trade down with New England.
I don't think so. So here's the thing. I don't think they'd have to trade with the Giants at 11. They'd have to trade with whoever's at 12 because the Giants aren't taking a quarterback. That's not happening.
So Dallas.
No.
Dallas who's at 12? Denver?
Before.
No, Denver's at 8.
Denver's before. Who's after the Giants?
Whoever's at 12. Whoever's sitting at 12. But so what I'm getting at is Fields hasn't had really adult supervision for 3 months, and he looked like a monster on. I mean, God, there wasn't a shred of anything on him. He's
12
ripped.
12 is the Eagles now that they traded back.
Eagles, yeah. So I mean, that's who you have to trade, and the Eagles aren't taking a quarterback either. So now let's go to 13, 14. They can probably give him a 15.
No,
if he's there at 11, if he's there at 11, he'll be there at 15.
Chargers at 13. Vikings at 14.
Yeah, they're not going
Patriots
quarterback.
At 15.
Yeah.
But does maybe the Washington football team or the Chicago Bears at 19 or 20 leapfrog you? Because
they may try. That's why you'd have to trade up. But I wouldn't worry about those teams ahead of them. That's for sure.
No, but you have to worry about those guys leapfrogging you.
Somebody else making a move.
If Fields is sitting there at 11, somebody's calling the Giants.
Oh, of course. And the Giants can ask for a crazy ransom. And, okay, by then New England, give it up. Shit, I say trade down to to 10. What at Dallas trade because they should be going defense anyways. That way they can get their edge rusher at 15 or some sort of defensive guy at 15. Trade up to 10 for Dallas and then leapfrog everybody. But I mean, if Fields is there that long, oh man, what a steal that would be. Yeah. Oh my God.
That's going to be,
I hope it happens. That's insane.
For you, the key piece is going to be, what does Atlanta do at 4? Because if Atlanta doesn't take a quarterback, then it gets really interesting.
So Atlanta is actually open to trading down. The owner came on and said he's open. So he's not locked into staying at 4. He's okay with who he's got, which he's great.
He is. He's already standing on the sideline. He's standing
on the moron. He's standing on the sideline in the third quarter when the score is 28-3.
Right. So he's open to trading down. Even though could he go QB? I mean, how many more years is Ryan playing there? I mean, how many years are they going to have Julio Jones play 6 games only? I mean,
well, that's why I think they're going wide receiver. I think you go Pitts or Chase there. I mean,
so you don't take him at 4?
Oh, I think you have to.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Where are you going?
If you're Atlanta and you've got a quarterback, you are gifted an absolute weapon in this draft. You're just, I mean, and if the top 3 are quarterbacks. So if it does go Lawrence, Wilson, Jones, and the Falcons don't go with the quarterback, then that leaves the Broncos at 9 sitting there with Lance and Fields. If they take Lance and it stays in that order, I agree with you completely. It's retarded to even think about it. It makes no sense. But if he's sitting there at 10, who's calling the Cowboys to move out? And I don't know if Jerry Jones ever traded out of a pick? I think he only trades up, right? So
he only trades for wide receivers.
It's true. So that's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for that Falcons pick because that's going to drive so much of what happens in this draft. It really is. But I did see.
Good point, Michael. You're right. He is 35, but the way he just restructured it, why would they go quarterback there?
Yeah,
there'd be no point. You might as well trade him. I mean, quite honestly, if they were going to go quarterback there, they should have just traded Ryan and get rid of that whole contract and basically start over.
Yeah. I think it was McShay who put it out, but he was talking about Fields and breaking down, doing like a deeper dive into him. And out of like 207 passes, 200 of them went to his first read receiver. And that's exactly that's what we were talking about. He's slow on his reads and has trouble with running through his progressions.
Oh, gotcha.
He only made 7 passes to his number 2 or beyond receivers. This is what they were saying. His number 1 read, whatever that one was. So not necessarily his number 2 receiver, but whatever his number 1 read was for that play, he did not go off of. He just waited for it. So that's troubling. Like I was starting to sway to you because I was like, this doesn't make sense. Fields is too good of an athlete to be falling this much. But if he can't make second reads, and those numbers are, 200 out of 207 to the first read.
That's a little scary.
That's really, really bad. And I was saving that one for you because I wanted to smash you with it. And think about that. I mean, what is that? That's his biggest weakness is not being able to run through his progressions. And he's so slow at it. And he's so slow at it because he doesn't make a second read. He just continues to stare down his first read apparently and wait for it. And the other thing they said is he doesn't throw his receivers open. He waits for them to get open. That was the other piece that came out of that.
Well, he threw 63 touchdowns in 30 games or 20 games. He did something right.
He had some good weapons there too.
Well, so is every other quarterback coming out. Really, I mean, let's look at Matt Jones.
Let's not get a little crazy on.
On
my
Matt
boy Zach Wilson.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
who does he have to throw to?
Joe and John and Jim and Bill.
Little Billy down the street who runs the out route.
Little Billy.
No, his number 1 receiver is Dax Mill, who they're saying is, I think a 5th is what they're projecting him at.
Yeah.
So yeah, he doesn't have the weapons that these guys do. But yeah,
No,
I thought
but
that was interesting, and
I don't know.
I might have tripped you up a little bit with that. It seems like I like it. Look at him. Little, you're at a loss for words.
Yeah,
on your,
got nothing.
Just
say I got nothing.
All I'm saying is he's averaging like 3 to 4 touchdowns a game for the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if that's his first read, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it.
He's got to go somewhere that's got an elite number one. Then maybe Atlanta.
So
49ers.
Yeah, 49ers. That's why everyone's thinking that it's Mac Jones, and Mac Jones to the Niners makes sense because they know he'll be there. But I wonder if the 49ers are looking at either Wilson or Fields is there, and I'm happy with either or. Or they go in Trey Lance, which I don't see that at all.
I can't imagine. I cannot imagine moving up that far.
Insane. But if that's who they want, I mean, if that's their number 3 quarterback, because I mean they're basically going after the number 3. That's what they traded up for. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm guessing Mac Jones because they know the Jets won't take him at 2. But to trade up from Mac Jones to 3 is and to leapfrog Fields is I just think a mistake, but
that type of if that's what his skill set is just a one read guy, he goes to New England, forget it. He's cut after the first season. I mean, Belichick, he lives on being able to make multiple reads and being able to run through that progression tree and find the guy that's open.
Well,
you can't just stare down one. You can't stare down one guy in the NFL period.
No. But
much less in New England.
How long did it take Brady to get rid of the ball?
Like 2 seconds.
Okay, so who was Brady throwing it to?
Tight end.
No. But I mean his first read, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Because in 2 seconds, in 2 seconds, you're not throwing it to your fourth read because you're sacked by then. So, I mean, we're talking about first read. Yeah. So now you're looking at a quick release. He gets rid of the ball fast. That's exactly what New England does. And I mean, that's what Brady made and name a number 1 that Brady had besides Randy Moss without saying Gronk.
Yeah. Number 1.
Exactly.
Randy Moss. So Deion Branch.
That's it. Yeah. David Givens.
Yeah, but Brady's accuracy and it's kind of gone down. But I mean, Brady on those deep passes in his prime, I mean, he could just drop it in the bucket, or get a pass interference for 43 yards.
Alex, I agree. Brady had those guys, but I mean, again, how long did it take him to get rid of the football? I mean, it was seconds. That's why he never got sacked. It wasn't because he was mobile. That's for damn sure. It was because he got rid of the ball so fast. So Fields would work perfect in that offense, I think. See, Joe, I'm going to counter with everything, man. Mm-hmm. Fields to New England. I may buy a Fields jersey for the Patriots.
You should. You should. I'll send you a link.
That's who I want. Send you a link. Yep. Number 1, Fields.
Oh God, I cannot wait for the draft.
Please
cannot wait. And to give you guys an update, we are filling that draft sheet up pretty nice for the show. Except for
very
the bottom.
True, Alex. He did, but he was taught
bottom,
that.
So
don't forget, Brady was a 6th-round quarterback. Nobody thought he had the IQ for anything, including New England.
I still don't think he has an IQ, but
he's a genius. He's an absolute genius.
I don't think so. I think he just has that boyish grin, and he got Giselle, and now it just doesn't matter. Nothing. Money doesn't matter.
Hey, man, it was hard work. He worked hard for where he got. I mean, he was nothing coming. He was drafted 199. I mean, let's face it. Nobody thought he had shit.
Yeah. Yep. Did you see that? I was actually talking to Alex about this today. So that rookie card, did you see?
2.5. Oh boy.
2.238, I think it was sold for this one. So we were talking about that. This makes no sense to me because this rookie card, and I know we're kind of way off here, but it's just a autographed rookie card numbered to 100. So there's 100 versions of this out there. It's selling for $2.2 million. That was graded at a 7.5 for the card and a 9 for the autograph. On eBay right now is that same exact card for $167,000. It's graded at a 9 for the card and a 10 for the autograph.
Well, it sounds like the guy or the person on eBay
buy
should
it
have
and
called
then resell it.
The auction house then.
I feel like, why is a card that's numbered to 100 worth $2.2 million? That's not even graded out at a 10. I could understand if it was a perfect 10 card, 10 autograph, but
you sure there's not any other uniqueness to it?
Not that I've seen. It's numbered to 100. It's not like a refractor. It's nothing like that. It's just that card numbered to 100. It's a Panini playoff contender 2000 autograph to 100. I mean, it's your basic run of the mill. I mean, I shouldn't say run of the mill. It's 100. It's autographed, but it's just really weird that card is worth so much money because it's not that unique. There's 100 of them. I could understand if it was 1 of 5 and it graded out perfectly for a Brady rookie card, but somebody owns 98, 99 more of them. So why is it a $2.2 million card? That's what makes me so reluctant, because it's like, you know what? I'll cash out everything and buy it for 167
right, exactly.
if I could turn it to 2.5. But
that's right.
Why? There's 97 others that haven't been sold out there. So it's not that rare. I don't understand it.
Maybe the other ones are all beat up and they're in poor condition, and they were flipping cards with those or something.
Maybe
happened?
But even that one that sold, a 7.5 is not a good. That's not a good rating at all.
Somebody had money to burn, I guess. Had Borman money,
I guess.
Oh, God, I wish. God, I wish.
But he could have jumped on eBay and bought a better version.
I mean,
for $2 million cheaper. Why? I don't understand it.
The card's worth whatever someone wants.
Somebody's willing to pay for it. Yeah. Anyway,
so my brother put up there about Deshaun. Right, we were talking about that earlier. But I think he's suspended maybe for the whole season, and he probably never plays in Texas again. Really, I mean, if he's out this whole season, I mean, next year if he's eligible, or I'm sure he's not there. He's got to be somewhere else. He's got to be traded somewhere. I mean, what is the future for him?
How is he ever going to play again?
I'm saying if he's eligible, right, then where does he go? Who's going to take a flyer on him? I mean, think about the price you can get him for. At that
somebody
point, right?
Somebody will take a flyer.
I'm sure they will.
You know, and like when Kareem Hunt had that allegation, the abuse, and Kansas City cut him immediately, just cut him, and then Cleveland picked him up.
Yep.
And boom, they got a two-headed monster there.
Yeah, but that was.
But it doesn't always work out. Ray Rice, right? What happened to Ray Rice?
Yeah. Why didn't he get another chance?
I don't know. I mean, he was on video hitting his girlfriend in the elevator. Right?
Yeah, and then she married him. She married him like a month later. So she didn't care that much. The rest of us do.
Yeah. Like, but never played again, right? I mean, as far as I know,
never played again. Nobody would touch him.
No.
So Hunt was one person made the allegation. Watson 22 just hit it right now.
I know.
I mean,
it's crazy.
God, I keep saying I hope it's not true. I'm a big Deshaun Watson fan, but I mean, yep, Tyreek Hill same way. But I'll tell you what, they only got you and your Calgary Stampeders, bro.
Yeah. They got different rules in Canada.
Better get that jersey.
I don't even think Calgary Stampeders will take a chance with them.
Oh my God! You remember Ray Rice in his prime in Baltimore? There, he was
a beast. But the second that video came out, remember that's when the NFL was starting to react to allegations of violence and criminal activity.
Yeah, but if it was 20 years earlier, Ray Lewis wouldn't even have had a career. So
exactly. I mean, but anyways, I mean Tyreek Hill, Hunt. I mean these were all one-offs. We're talking 22 now.
Yeah,
I don't know how he plays again. I don't. I mean, if he is guilty, and I don't know if he is or not. I don't know what the situation was. I mean, if he's guilty of something, one charge,
he can't be innocent of 22 different.
No,
he's guilty of something.
It's just, I don't know. I just don't know.
I mean, you would think the NFL's got to separate. They got to say, look, we can't have this. We just can't have it, right? No. I mean, there's got to be something to at least half of these, right? There's got to be a percentage of these where things have happened. There's got to be some kind of text or video or pictures or something. and they're going to say, yeah, you're out. That's it. You blew your shot. That's it.
I think he's lucky that it's April. It's lucky that it's April and not August. You know what I mean?
Even at what point do the Texans step in and just do something about, like, why wait for the NFL? Like,
that's right.
That's your city.
Yes.
And this is going on underneath your nose. Like, the Texans should be the one to say, hey, Houston, we're sorry. We're not going to allow this. This is not what we stand for. He's suspended until further notice, until the allegations are cleared up, or he's found guilty, whatever it goes. But for that, it makes no sense. It does. It's the Texans. And if there's a franchise that's run worse than the Jets, it's the Texans.
Well, now that Bill O'Brien's gone, I mean, let's face it.
Doesn't seem to be improving.
Well, now it's not. I mean, he didn't cause this, but he probably didn't help the situation by any means. I mean, he's nuked this team from the time he got there. I mean, that's why I said if he's guilty, I just don't see how 22 people are coming forward and they're all lying. But who knows? Right. Maybe they are. Maybe they want a piece of his cash. I don't know.
No way. There's no way he's starting the season for sure. There's no way in my mind he could start the season. And they don't have a first round pick either. So who is their backup? I didn't look it up. I don't know who their backup is, but who's quarterbacking for the Texans in the preseason and in the opening weekend, week 1?
Better yet, who
do they got?
Who are they taking in the first pick of the 2022 draft?
Right.
Because that's what that team is looking like.
Probably where they're going at. Yeah. I mean, insane. I don't know. All I'm saying is if the guy is guilty of these charges, he'll never play again. Let's just hope Tyrod Taylor. Good point.
He's the backup, right? He's starting.
He's the starter.
He's going to be the starter, no doubt.
Followed by Ryan Finley.
But I will question why 22 people haven't gone to the police. Well, one has, supposedly 1 out of 22. If it truly happened and you care about the next person, then why aren't you going to the police? That's where I don't know about this one kind of raises a flag. Because I mean, let's face it, if you were that like distraught about all this and you're just following the trend of everybody else he did that to, why aren't all these people going to the police? I don't understand that one. So what, they're trying to get money out of it?
Right. He hasn't been arrested. For anything.
No, and that's probably why the Texans are like, hold on a second. I mean, he has tons of money. He has hundreds of millions of dollars. Why are they just going after the money and not trying to get him in trouble?
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I guess it depends on the severity of it. I mean, if like you cannot.
It sounds like sexual assault from what these people are saying.
I mean, some of it's like, he rolled over and touched me with the tip of his penis. Like that's not, like how many times has that happened in a massage parlor that they're just like, oh God, another one of these, like you'd think like that's the mantra that goes with massage parlors. This isn't like something you've never heard of before. Wait a second, a happy ending with a massage. What is this?
But I mean,
can't even fathom, so and then it's probably absolutely right. He probably did do something inappropriate with somebody and they stepped up and said something. And now everybody else is like, wait a second, now I could cash in on this. And now they're coming out on something that's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Most of the time, which is why they didn't say anything. And I'm just spitballing here. I have no idea what happened.
So even if 20 people came out and it was like, they wanted $1 million to keep quiet, or what did they want? 50 million. I mean, how much money are they looking for?
Right.
I mean, so did he have the opportunity to say, okay, I'm giving you this. It's a cease and desist. That's it. And it's over. And here's the check. Here's the cash, whatever. Yeah. I'll drop it off at the corner in a suitcase and nobody knows nothing. Right.
No police, or I'm driving by.
Right. So did he think,
but even with that, what is like,
if it was just
you
money,
you can't even do that though. Cause then what is it to stop them from saying, I want another million. I want another million. I want to but Alex makes a great point there. Like, look at Bill Cosby's thing like that. What was that? 80 women or something crazy like that nobody said anything
decades later.
Right. But the thing is, these 22 women are coming forward, but they're only asking for money.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's common for people to wait, but they're coming out. Why aren't they going to
law enforcement,
to the police?
So 6 figures.
Yeah. I mean, 6 figures. He's like, no. So you know what? If he wanted to shut this up, he already could have.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I've been to Guam. I don't know how many people are out there listening that's in the military, but when we go to Guam, one of the first things we tell everybody is you will not. In fact, the base bans going to off-base massage parlors. Bans it. You can't go to them. You cannot. You want to know why? Because you can't go to them. That's why. And I'm going to smirk when I say that. So there's a stigma behind them.
Things happen.
Things happen. And I'm not kidding you. We would be walking by and they're talking to us. And I'm telling all my guys, don't do it. Don't even look at those. Don't even look at them. It's kind of like in Hangover when the old guys, commenting on the Mercedes. Man, that's a nice ride. Don't even look at it. Don't even look at it. Because just keep walking. Because that's what happens. So I get it, Alex. It took a while for those people to come out, but why aren't they going to police, man? That's all I'm asking. I just find it fishy that everybody's going to this lawyer, which I heard doesn't have the best background from what I've been reading. And again, I'm not saying that these women are lying. If it happened, he deserves everything he gets. I just find it so hard to believe that they're not going to the police if they're that distraught about this.
Mm-hmm.
Something doesn't smell right.
Yeah. I mean, is there a chance the whole thing is made up and is nothing to any of it?
Probably no. But did he do anything illegal? That's the thing.
Right.
Did he do what
did
he do that warrants a sexual assault charge? Because that's a pretty heavy. I mean, that's a big accusation. There's a lot. There's a difference between rolling over and smiling and physically assaulting somebody.
Sure.
I mean, let's face it.
Yeah. Now, if all those allegations of him redacting text messages and Instagram things and those type of things, trying to cover things up, come out, like that's now we're getting into some pretty different shades of gray there. But I don't know. But
and 22 people, there should be a slew of evidence.
There
should not be a shadow of a doubt what he did. Shadow of a doubt.
Shouldn't even be having a what if conversation, really, at this point.
If there's 22 people that this allegedly happened to, there should be no minimal amounts of evidence at all.
It should be like, is this a bill that's going to Congress? What is this, 860 pages?
Exactly.
No, this is testimony against him. Okay, well, let's wrap this one up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I wonder if there is video. Maybe there is. Maybe they have hidden cameras or something where just to make sure there isn't anything crazy that happens in these rooms. And they do have it on video, but maybe they can't show it because it blows up their whole thing that it's being recorded and it's not supposed to be, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't even be to release it anyway. So
right.
You'd have lawsuits against you.
Oh my God, yeah. Now he's going to turn around and sue them and then everything's done.
Right.
And everybody else has gotten a massage there.
Shane, he is so stupid.
Remember Shane, that time you met him?
Shane, I thought you already did. I thought you were the 22nd that came out today.
Oh my God. Is Michael still here?
I don't know.
Got to see if he's still, because I really wanted to see what he thought about because he doesn't come on often, or at least he hasn't lately. And a big Jets thing goes down, and I didn't get to hear how he was. As well as I do, he wanted to keep Sam. He wanted to keep Sam and trade out of that pick, and I didn't get a chance to ask him what he.
There we go.
There we go. Good. So Michael, what do you think? Like I was just saying, you were dead set on keep Sam, trade out of it, keep building. That door's closed now. So what are you feeling and thinking right now? Are you on board with the Wilson train, or do you still want to go a different direction?
There's still no guarantee it's Wilson. I know you're betting your life on it, but
you tell my jersey that it's not Wilson.
Hey, what if they go Davis? I mean, Davis, Jesus.
No, that's Alex. Alex can't quarterback. No. He's more of
Alex Davis. What if they pick Alex Davis out of Kansas City? Kansas City State.
Kansas City State.
Mac.
I think he's more of a slow tight end at this point.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, yeah. I don't know.
What if they go Mac Jones? It is Wilson. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I can't imagine them going with Mac Jones. I really can't.
I don't know how he's climbed the way he has. I don't either. I don't get it, man. You can show me all the stats you want about him. I mean, I think he's a great game manager. I think he's smart. But my God, Waddle was the front runner for the Heisman, and then Smith stepped in.
Yeah.
And then Harris had an incredible season at running back. I mean, he looks like friggin' Derrick Henry back there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Come on. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
And then they talk about Trask in Florida, who I want to talk about. His numbers are so great because of Pitts and what's his face there. But he threw 43 touchdowns last year and only 10 with a Pitts. I'm telling you, everybody's like, whoever drafts him is going to get one hell of a quarterback. Now, he's a pocket passer. That's why I think he would be New England's type of quarterback, New Orleans type of quarterback. So this leads me on to this. So since 2000, how many mobile type quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl?
Oh, damn. We're way down the rabbit hole. Okay.
How many?
I'll play.
What's the question?
Mobile quarterbacks.
Since 2000, how many mobile type, running type quarterbacks have won Super Bowls?
Off the top of my head,
I can only with the latest. You can start with the
Russell.
latest with Mahomes,
mm-hmm.
and then you can go to Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, right?
Kind of mobile.
He is. He's so there's three. And Aaron Rodgers is more of a pocket passer to me. I mean, he's a throw first. So is Mahomes, though, and Wilson. I mean, they both are. They both throw for a lot. Yes, absolutely. Mahomes qualifies. Yep. So I'd say three?
Maybe
3 out of the last 20 years. And last year, who won it? A pocket passer.
Without seeing the list, I don't know. But
yeah. I haven't looked at it. I just wanted to throw this out there. And then who was it before Mahomes?
Oh.
Another pocket passer. You know what I mean? It's all these
so
pocket
your point
passes. My point is, are we truly worried in the NFL about that much of a mobile quarterback?
Well, outside of Brady, how many?
Drew Brees, passes? Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Joe Flacco was a pocket passer, even though he won at the expense of a good running game. Who else won in the early 2000s? Kurt Warner.
I don't know if you can still.
I wouldn't say running, Shady. I would say mobile. I would just say mobile. That's all. I would just say a mobile type quarterback. But Mahomes makes his money off out of the pocket passes. I mean, he keeps the plays going. So I wouldn't say he's a running quarterback, but I mean just mobile. When I say mobile, I'm not talking about running at all. If you can
easily break for a first down and pick up a first down,
right?
You're a running quarterback.
Yeah. So there's not many. I mean, there really, truly hasn't been many that have won Super Bowls.
That was the game style back in the early 2000s was pocket, but you didn't see a lot of
who won it last year. Come on, Joe. I just want you to say it.
Some dead guy.
There you go.
He's all skin and bones. It's because he doesn't eat strawberries.
I mean, in the right system, I think New Orleans. I mean, they've always had pocket passers. You know what I mean? It's just.
Well, let me pull up that stat again because we did have this conversation. And you did sway me on the numbers.
Trask, 43 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last year for Trask. He threw the most touchdowns in college football. I mean, the more I watched every one of his 2020 touchdowns and half of his 2019. I don't know how many he had in 2019. There wasn't as many.
So the one thing I didn't like about Trask was his 20 plus yard plays downfield. He's a 50-50 quarterback on completions, and his off target on 28% of those passes are off target. So in the NFL, that could be a lot of interceptions.
Could be.
So that was one of the bad things. But what you did,
I'm glad you brought that stat out though, because most of the New England plays are what? Dink and dunks.
Right. They don't
think about it.
And let me see.
They don't go deep.
Short. So short, he's 11 to 20 yards. He misses on 8.7% and 5.5 on 10 or fewer. So he's in the middle, like directly in the middle on 10 yards or fewer, and fifth. And this is off target percentages. So, but he, let me see. So he's actually very good though. His QBR inside the pocket's an 86, which puts him fourth on that list we were talking about. Jones, Wilson, Fields, Trask for QBR inside the pocket. Outside of the pocket though, and this is going to really drive your point home, second to last QBR, 53.
He's a pocket guy. He's 6'5", like 240. I didn't realize he was that big. I truly didn't. I didn't realize how big that guy was.
Yeah. Third in total QBRs being pressured, though it's so he's at a 37. And total blitzed QBR, third again, 86. Behind Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, respectively. So yeah, I mean, he's got some intrigue, I would say, at the very least. There is definitely some intrigue in there, but he's not even in the conversation. But when you look at his numbers,
that's what floors me. But yet Trey Lance is ahead of him.
But Trey Lance is ahead.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And Alex, I get it. That offensive line was in shambles. I know Tampa's D played incredible in that game, but
so Trey Lance, his off targets for short passes, 10 and lower, second to last. He's off on 9% of his throws of 10 yards or less. 11 to 20 dead last. He's off on 27% of his passes are off target.
He's 27. A project. He is. He needs to go to a team that has an established quarterback already. I think he's a good quarterback. I just don't think he's ready to walk in.
And let's see, downfield, Lance's numbers are not available. So
what I'm getting at is
I'd like to see.
I'd be okay with the Patriots taking him.
Yeah,
I would. To me, he fits right into the Patriots scheme.
And you don't have to trade up.
You don't have to trade up for him.
You take him in the second.
In fact, you could trade him out and maybe get the first or second pick in the second round or something like that and do whatever. Trade back if you need to. Shit, I don't care.
Well, or you could just take because you're going to have some super impactful defensive players, I think, sitting at 15.
Absolutely.
Because the top 10 is going to be loaded with offense. Yep. So you could be sitting at a Micah Parsons, or
the edge rusher from Miami there. What's his name?
Rousseau, Gregory Rousseau.
Yes.
Rousseau. Yep.
There's going to be a lot Michigan. I mean, there's a lot of talent right there.
Yeah. Quiddy Pay.
Yeah.
Michigan. I mean, I think it would be a mistake. If that's your plan, if that's the Patriots' plan is to take Trask, you wait till the middle of the second with the next pick, you take him there and you grab a day one starter
on
right
defense.
There on defense and continue to build. I'm not going to like it. And I'm going to let you know in the draft when that happens that I'm not going to like it because I want the Patriots to do something stupid. But I know it's not Bill's not going to
Never happens. Never happens.
The only thing Bill will do is trade all the way out of the first round.
Yes. I hope he doesn't this year because he can get a great player. He can get a great player if he doesn't.
It's going to suck for the show if he trades out.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So, all right. You guys, you want to wrap it with that?
Yeah. So you're asking my brother. My brother was saying he wanted to stay with Sanchez.
I need to Sanchez.
Yep. I mean, yeah, Sanchez. Remember when he was the
quarterback? Where'd he go? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I saw that. I'm on board with Wilson. Let me see. Yeah, I'm on board with Wilson, but there's
how did I get Sanchez? How did?
So
yeah,
Jim, it's the booze talking, man.
I don't know what happens sometimes. I just don't know.
Absolutely true. Could you imagine if they passed on all the quarterbacks and Sam came out in the first 3 games threw like 5 interceptions? I mean, man.
Sam, I think they would have maybe taken a quarterback, let Darnold start still, right? If they didn't trade him, and then once he bombs, pull him. But now you're even going to get less. So the best scenario would have been take Wilson, and then Darnold starts out 3-0, 4-0, whatever, and he's 22-4, and then and then they trade high. Then they trade high.
Right. Then you pull a Dolphins with Fitzpatrick and let Tua take over, but they should have traded Fitzpatrick to Dallas at that point.
Yep. Right.
Soon as Dak went down, they should have said, "What do you want for Fitz? Tua's taken over. Give us, and could you imagine? Because they probably could have got I bet when Dak went down, if they would have pounced right then and there, they probably would have got a first, maybe a second, first or a second. I bet they could have got in desperation.
Then I would have laughed at my boy
Fitz.
Rob that came on earlier.
He would have been.
He's a Cowboys
pissed.
fan.
Yeah,
he would have been so pissed. But they would have won games. They would have won the division without any issue at all. They would have won the division with Fitzpatrick there.
Michael, I couldn't agree more with you. I think Wilson starting straight out from the gates. It's not good. I mean, when has that worked? When has it worked?
I don't think it is.
They honestly, like Jim and I were talking before. I mean, you sign Alex Smith or somebody like that, or even Mullins, like you were saying, Joe. Someone that he doesn't have to start.
Yeah.
Because I mean, seriously, does he have to start the season for the Jets fan not to be pissed? No. They're going to be happy because they're moving on. They're excited about all this.
Right. It's a fresh start.
Absolutely. So let him sit for a year behind Alex Smith. Who knows? Maybe Alex Smith can propel that into some sort of deal with someone else somewhere. You know what I mean? And let him sit. And that's what Darnold never got. Darnold never got to sit behind somebody like that. Shanny, I'm telling you, this is why I'm betting Joe. I think I bet Joe $5,000 now that they're not winning more than 7 games. At least I hope I did. I just didn't write it down.
Alex Smith would be perfect back there.
Yeah. I really want to see. I mean, to me, they have to come out of the draft with a running back in the first 3 picks, which obviously it's not going to be number 1. But if you put Harris back there behind Zach Wilson, that gives you a lot.
I'll be pissed off because I think that's the next Derrick Henry right there.
I think so
but
too.
They don't have an O-line either. Tennessee has a hell of an O-line. I mean, you have to admit that. So
yeah, but Harris, Etienne, and Javonte Williams out of North Carolina, he looks like an absolute beast as well. And he's going to go. He's going to go later. But if they come out with one of those 3, and you've got an actual running back that you can depend on behind Zach Wilson, and then you can design some quick rollout plays and things like that to work, it's gonna make that team a whole lot easier.
Tell Olivia. Got the shirt on.
Yep, Jim got the shirt on tonight. Love you, knucklehead.
I got home and it was sitting on my front steps today. So
that's awesome.
Put it on for the show.
Nice.
Oh, Travis, I sent you your 3 today with the bracelet too, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll have to.
No, they won't.
Running back round 2,
unless they go Harris. Harris to me would almost be worth it. Groom him with a young quarterback.
So for me, with the second pick in the first round, I don't know if there's an offensive lineman that I would take at that point, because I think Slater Sewell's going to be gone. There's potential for a third offensive lineman to be gone by 23. I would rather have Harris, the best running back coming out, than the 4th best offensive lineman at that point. I mean,
or do you take the best position player available?
Period.
I mean, yeah. Right then, to me, whoever's the best on the board at that time, whoever the highest, I mean, that's how they should be drafting. You know what I mean? Because that's how they need to build. They have holes everywhere. Harris would be a great pick on paper. But man, if there's a cornerback, but this is a whole new regime. You have to trust this new regime. You know,
they did that. They did that with Jamal Adams. They did that with Leonard Williams.
Right.
They did it with Quinnen Williams, which Quinnen Williams looks legit, but it didn't work out too well with the other 2. So we'll see. But
I mean, you have a truly genius defensive head coach now that should know his players. He should know how to pick players by now. I mean, he seems like a very smart guy and a good coach. So
I would rather, this is just me, but at 23, if it's not a running back, I want a cornerback, and they need a corner bad. I would rather take a corner and then hope Harris or Etienne fall to the second round, that number 2 pick in the second, which could happen. It really could happen. And then if they did that, if they were able to grab Wilson, a number 1 corner, and one of those 2 running backs in the first 3 picks, that changes. I think that's going to change your tune a little bit on what the Jets are.
Oh, I'm not saying, but I mean, these players have to hit too. You know what I mean?
They absolutely do.
I mean, they are in a great position to draft great players, but they just have to be great NFL players now. Just like everybody else. It's every college player is a risk. Every single one of them.
Right. Michael made a good point there. Old Vernon Golston, best player on the board. That worked out well.
Yeah, but he was, man. I mean, that guy was a beast in college. It just didn't work out.
He was a workout warrior at the combine. But
that's what I mean. Well, I mean, he was good in college. He was just a good college football player. It just didn't work out. It happens.
Yep. It happens to the Jets more than it happens to anybody else. I don't know why.
I think if you look at most first and second round picks, man, they're not around anymore. You know what I mean? It's you just remember those tough. More. That's all. You just remember those awful first round picks worse.
Yeah, Vernon Golston will go down in history as an absolute as probably the worst.
What did they take him at? Like 5 or something? 6?
I think it was 6, if I remember right. I think he was the 6th pick in the draft. Which, God,
it is true though what you're saying. I mean, most of the time it doesn't work out. Every time somebody comes out, you find out, God, this was a 6th round pick. This guy was 199. This guy was, it's always somebody that you don't expect, and he bubbles up to the top. It's incredible how often that happens.
Who was the guy at Wake Forest that year that Seattle drafted, the linebacker? Curry? Was that his name? Do you guys remember him? The reason I remember him is because I was in Washington at the time. I was there, TDY 07, 08. He was drafted out of Wake Forest, I want to say. Hold on a second, man. This is going to bug me because this guy was like a can't.
That name doesn't sound familiar, but let's see.
That same year?
It may have been the year before.
Because I'm looking at it. Lawrence Jackson was who Seattle took.
Aaron
Curry. There he is.
Aaron Curry. Look him up. I mean, the guy was an absolute ferocious beast in college. I mean, Aaron Curry was the real deal. He went to Seattle, just didn't work out in the NFL. And I'll tell you what, I mean, he was legit. I mean, to me, if you look at him, he had the size, the speed. I mean, just great in college, and just didn't turn out to be a good pro for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
He's an assistant coach with Seattle Seahawks right now.
Good. I'm glad because, man, I'll tell you what, I met him at the BX show at McCord. He was in there. Actually, I didn't get to go up there because there was so many people, but he was sitting there, and I was just like, holy shit, look at that. That is a man right there. Because my God, he was just so much bigger. I'm like, man,
you are a man. I am a child.
Man, I'm a child, and I'm petrified of you. But look at the size of him. I remember he's signing like autographs, and his hands were like taking up half the table. You know what I mean? It was just insane. But again, another guy who just didn't work out. I mean, it's hit or miss. It really is.
You don't realize the size difference of NFL players compared to human beings because
they're
all giants on the field.
It's frightening. It really is frightening when you see them up close.
That was even so Jen's brother is friends with an ex-Patriots tight end, I believe he is, and I briefly met him at his wedding that he went to, but I was like, okay, he's a tight end. Like he played years. I don't even know who he was. Like he wasn't like Gronkowski or anything like that. So I had no idea who he was, but I met him and he was like, I'm 6 foot. I'm just like, hey man, what's up? Nice to meet you. Like, he's probably like 6'6" and just still massive. And I'm like, you didn't even make it in the NFL. And you're, like I said, like just, Thanks a lot, Travis. So, yeah, but yeah, just crazy. I'm like, dude, just be gentle. That's all I ask. Just be gentle with me. I'm fragile. So no,
Curry was 6'2", 255. 6'2", 255.
Yeah.
If I weighed 255 pounds, I'd look like Fat Albert.
Yeah. But it's you see these guys when they're playing, and the Giants, Chris Snee, right, was on the line. His neck was like this, and now you see him. He lives in Jersey, and he looks like us now. It's like, but how did you transition back to normal? I mean,
I know
they were showing pregame his head, his neck, everything was humongous, and now he's on the line. His name was stretched across. That's how they all are. But then once they get out and they retire, then they're announcing on ESPN. And they just look like us in a suit. They're like, you're not the same guy that used to be on the
right.
Yeah. He used to be one of those road barriers. Sit down with a forklift. And
I don't understand
how you orange cone.
Look up Jeff Saturday. I seen a picture of Jeff Saturday online, the former center from the Colts.
Yeah.
He went from like 350. Now he's like 210. You know, it doesn't even look like him. I'm like,
right?
How do you lose that much?
I'd love to know the secret.
Really I mean, how do I lose 15 pounds?
Right.
Yeah.
Just tell me how to lose 15. I don't want to lose 150. Just 15.
Yeah.
Just let me lose 26% of my body weight like you did. How did you do that? Like,
Oh God.
You know, what do you do? Chicken? Is it a lot of chicken? I don't
chicken.
Know.
Broccoli. What is
grilled chicken and broccoli all day?
Chicken, broccoli, and like a scoop of rice or some crazy shit.
It's insane, kind of like this show.
Sorry.
I don't know what's happening with this.
I don't either.
Yeah, we should be wrapping it up here. So
my bad.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is for you,
crazy day.
Well,
crazy day.
The good thing for you, right? It is a crazy day because the Red Sox have a lead, so maybe you'll get a win. Maybe you'll get a win tonight.
What did I tell you guys earlier? They're gonna friggin' sweep.
You said
Tampa.
they were gonna sweep. You said sweep for the opening thing. Come on,
you're ruining Thursday's show.
So Jim, what happened was
this is a preview. It's called a
sweep in my premonition. It was just they were getting swept. So I was right there.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, they're going to rock Tampa and then get swept again against Baltimore.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
So terrible.
I want to see how many games before they get their first win. That's what I want to see.
Could you imagine if they
if they
actually sweep Tampa after getting manhandled?
Joe, it's not going to surprise me, man. That's the thing. This is what they do. This reminds me of like the Red Sox growing up. You know, where they
you want to bet on that?
Let's bet crush on your dreams. Red Sox are going 159-3.
What are the odds on that?
I mean, I'm not taking that bet, Shane. You can bet with them.
Yeah. Actually, I'd like to see them beat Tampa and knock them down a little bit. I'd be fine with that because there's no.
I want to see how they scored. I'm just looking up how they scored.
There's only 1-0. So
I think Cordero got his first hit.
Wow.
He's 1 for 1. He's batting a 167. Not a baby. Joe, I'm just going to throw out there. JD Martinez is batting 538. He's 1 for 1 again tonight. Told you he'd be back.
He's literally the only person. There we go. So I wanted to throw this out real quick for Sam.
Thank you, Sam. For what? Does it say what?
Yeah.
What for?
What does it say for
shed
what?
A little tear.
For what?
I don't know what you're thanking him for the 12 wins in 4 years.
It says thank you for everything, Sam, but I don't know what everything is.
Oh, God, when the Jets win 3 games next year and we're talking about their draft picks again, man, in fact, play this. No, wait till draft night. Don't worry. I'll have fun.
Thanks for everything.
I need to get some beer for that one, but all right.
Good stuff.
So let's wrap it. So, so we'll see what happens next for the Jets. I think we all pretty much know where it's going. Zach Wilson's about to rain terror on the AFC East is what's going to happen. But
yeah, sure, it's going to happen.
Oh, so excited.
Russell Wilson to the Jets. That's what. Get ready.
I'm telling you what,
get ready.
Hey,
Pete
you shouldn't hate that. You shouldn't hate that. Wait, didn't Carroll coach the Jets too?
Yes.
Oh,
there's a connection there.
And the Patriots fired him, so he's pissed off at the Patriots. He knew was getting
the Jets fired him too after 2 years.
Right. So, but he didn't want to be in New York anyways. He wanted to go back to college. But he wants to help the Jets out because Belichick took his job.
There you go. It all makes sense.
Belichick took his job.
Wow. Could you imagine?
It all adds up.
Storyline.
But what's going to be awesome is
broken hair first on the Bean Apple.
Is you're sticking by Fields, I'm sticking by Wilson, and I can't wait to see
Fields
over the next
all
couple
day.
Of years.
If I was a Jets fan, I'd be praying Fields.
Oh God.
Good night, peace.
All right, guys. So with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll be back on Thursday to talk about a little bit of baseball. Hopefully, I can get my friggin' camera working. So I keep looking at that. I keep looking at my camera, and I'm realizing that my camera's up here. And I have to keep looking back up top. So if I look really weird, I apologize for that. I mean, that's my face, but otherwise.
No, now you look like John. It's profile. That's it. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to start doing a show like this. I'm going to look at the wall over there.
We're going to be like American presidents on dollar bills.
Hey, so Alex, you can ask John that question on Thursday when we do baseball.
Yeah, but let me give you a quick thing. He's batting 167. Is that any close to an answer?
You ruined it. All right.
Yes, I do miss him. I do.
Cool. All right, guys. So have a great week. Please make sure you come back on Wednesday, and we will talk about some baseball, especially what's been going on with the Red Sox. And I know Jim's got some Yankee stuff he wants to discuss as well. So until then, please have a great week. Enjoy the weather if it's nice, and stay safe. And we will see you guys in a couple days. Later.